The roar inside the arena built steadily throughout the night, a pulsing rhythm of anticipation, tension, and raw competitive fire, as the Minnesota Timberwolves edged past the Denver Nuggets 119-114 in a gripping high-intensity clash that carried all the weight and drama of a postseason battle, even if it arrived in the regular season calendar. From the opening tip, it was clear that this contest would not be decided easily. Both teams entered the game with something to prove. Minnesota eager to solidify its growing identity as a defensive powerhouse with evolving offensive depth, and Denver determined to reassert its championship pedigree built around cohesion, intelligence, and the brilliance of its superstar core. What unfolded over 4 quarters was a game defined by momentum swings, elite shot-making, tactical adjustments, and the kind of late-game execution that separates contenders from pretenders in the unforgiving landscape of the Western Conference. Minnesota wasted little time establishing its presence, leaning on its defensive identity early to disrupt Denver's offensive rhythm. Every pass was contested, every cut tracked, and every shot challenged with a sense of urgency that spoke to a team fully aware of the stakes. The Timberwolves' defensive anchors rotated with precision, forcing the Nuggets into contested looks and limiting easy opportunities in the paint. At the same time, Minnesota's offense found an early groove, pushing the pace in transition and capitalizing on Denver's momentary lapses. Their ball movement was crisp, their spacing disciplined, and their shot selection confident, allowing them to build an early advantage that energized both the bench and the crowd. Yet Denver, as has been the hallmark of its championship culture, refused to be rattled. The Nuggets methodically worked their way back into the contest, relying on their signature blend of patience and execution. Possession by possession, they chipped away at the deficit, using smart cuts, well-timed screens, and high-percentage looks to regain balance. Their offense began to hum with familiar efficiency, finding seams in Minnesota's defense and exploiting them with calculated precision. As the first half progressed, the game evolved into a back-and-forth exchange, with neither side willing to concede even the smallest advantage. The second quarter saw the intensity rise even further, as both teams dug deeper into their rotations and tactical playbooks. Minnesota continued to emphasize defensive pressure, switching seamlessly on screens and collapsing into the paint to deter drives. Their ability to contest without fouling proved crucial, forcing Denver into difficult shot attempts late in the clock. On the other end, the Timberwolves' offense remained dynamic, with multiple contributors stepping up to keep the scoreboard ticking. Their balanced attack prevented Denver from keying in on any single player, creating a sense of unpredictability that proved difficult to counter. Denver responded with resilience and poise, demonstrating why they remain one of the most respected teams in the league. Their ball movement became increasingly fluid, with quick passes and off-ball movement creating open looks that began to fall with greater consistency. The Nuggets' ability to control tempo allowed them to slow the game down when necessary, preventing Minnesota from fully capitalizing on its transition opportunities. As the halftime buzzer approached, the scoreline reflected the evenly matched nature of the contest, with both teams locked in a battle that felt destined to go down to the wire. The third quarter often serves as the defining stretch in games of this magnitude, and this matchup was no exception. Minnesota emerged from the break with renewed energy, tightening its defensive rotations and increasing the pace on offense. Their commitment to attacking the rim paid dividends, drawing fouls and generating high-percentage scoring opportunities. At the same time, their perimeter shooting added another dimension, stretching Denver's defense and opening up driving lanes that had previously been congested. However, Denver's response was equally compelling. The Nuggets leaned into their experience, executing with a level of composure that reflected their championship DNA. Their offensive sets became more deliberate, focusing on creating mismatches and exploiting them with surgical precision. The game evolved into a tactical chess match, with each possession carrying heightened importance. Runs were answered with counterruns, and the lead changed hands multiple times, each shift accompanied by a surge of energy from the crowd and the benches. As the game entered the fourth quarter, the atmosphere reached a fever pitch. Every possession felt magnified, every mistake amplified. Minnesota held a narrow lead, but Denver remained within striking distance, poised to capitalize on any lapse in concentration. The Timberwolves' defense, which had been the foundation of their performance all night, continued to deliver in crucial moments, forcing turnovers and contesting shots with relentless intensity. Their ability to secure defensive rebounds proved equally vital, limiting Denver's second-chance opportunities and maintaining control of the game's tempo. Offensively, Minnesota displayed a blend of aggression and composure that underscored their growth as a team. They attacked mismatches with confidence, moved the ball effectively, and executed in half-court situations with a level of precision that had at times eluded them in previous seasons. Their late-game execution, in particular, stood out as a testament to their development, as they navigated the pressure of a tight contest with clarity and focus. Denver, meanwhile, continued to fight until the final seconds, embodying the resilience that has defined their recent success. Their ability to generate quality looks in high-pressure situations kept them within reach, and their defensive adjustments created moments of uncertainty for Minnesota. Yet, despite their efforts, the Nuggets were unable to fully overcome the deficit, as the Timberwolves' combination of defense, rebounding, and timely scoring ultimately proved decisive. In the closing minutes, the game became a test of nerves as much as skill. Free throws, defensive stops, and clutch baskets all played a role in determining the outcome. Minnesota's ability to execute in these moments, whether by converting from the line, securing key rebounds, or making critical defensive plays, allowed them to maintain their slim advantage.